Hi, welcome back. A viewer on my channel asked how we can create link to item in Power BI after they have connected in Power BI a SharePoint list. So there is no link to item column, unfortunately, although we see it in Power Automate when we do a get items action. But in Power BI, there is no column that's called link to item, which we can then utilize. So we will have to build one ourselves. Let's see how we can do that. But first, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notification on future videos. Thanks for watching. Have fun. So as you can see here, I have a demo SharePoint list, which I have created. There are a couple of items. And as we can see, if I click here, add columns and show or hide columns, there is here no link to item column available. And also in the settings, there is no option to do that we cannot activate that somehow. So first, I'm going to go to Power Automate and see how that link to item URL is built. So I'm going to go to my Power Automate site and I'm going to say new flow. I'm going to create a very simple insert flow. I'm going to call it get link to item. Very creatively, select manually trigger a flow. I'm going to click create. Okay, so now we can create the next step, which will be a very simple get items action over here. I'm going to select my SharePoint site, which is my project management SharePoint site. It's this one here, as you can see in the URL. And I'm going to select the list name, which is this parent list. The rest I'm going to leave empty. I'm going to click save. The flow checker will complain a little bit and suggest me to use the OData query, not the filter query, due to performance issues that I might have, which is very true actually, and you should always consider that. But you saw my list, there are only 3 items there, so I'm not going to bother with that. And I'm going to ignore it. So I'm going to click test manually and click test again. So this will now set up and make sure that everything works and connection is there. And I'm going to click continue and I'm going to click run flow. Okay, so my flow ran successfully. And what we can see here is the outputs of this get items action. So I'm going to click to download and we get this, this URL here. I had a very neat page here, which I found, which is in my tools to have, and it's called JSON crack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this JSON and I'm going to paste it in here on the left-hand side. So this will make it a little bit easier to see. And if I zoom in a little bit, we can see here that the status code is 200, which means it worked. We got our data, we have the headers here and the body. The headers we're not interested in, we have the body, which is the interesting part. And we have here the value, which is 3, because we have, if we go here, 3 items. No? That's why the value is 3. And we have here our 3 items. And this here is the interesting part. We have here some values which are not interested at the moment, and we have here the link. So as you can see, this link part here is built out of the SharePoint site URL. And then we have underscore layouts, 15, list form, and so on and so forth. I think this is the ID of the view. And then we have here the page type for, let me know in the comments if you know what that all means. I haven't done so much that much of research. And then we have here the list ID, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So unfortunately, I cannot copy it from here. I just wanted to show it to you in a bit, better readable way. But that's why I'm going to go back now to that not that readable way and click Control F for search or find. And I'm going to use link. And here you can see our 3 links because there are 3 items. And after that, we have here, let me zoom in a little bit. We have here our URL, which I need to copy until this point here. So if I copy that and paste it in the URL, hit enter, this will be changed. As you can see, this is now shorter. Let me put it to you in comparison here. This was the first one. And this was what was generated after that, after I selected enter. So as you can see, this is the URL that we copied from our get items action output. And this is the URL that was automatically rerouted after we hit enter in the URL box. So what we can see here is the main site URL, and then the display form ASPX question mark, and the ID of our item, which is ID number 2, this one here. And then we have this content type ID, and this is 0x blah blah blah. It's like a code, no? But it ends with 256. And what we can check is if all of these link items end with 256, and we can see it here, 256, 256, 256, which means the content ID is not bound to that item ID or to that item, but it is somehow created for this list. And we're going to see that later again. But let's take a look again on this type of, or this way of building this URL. And let's copy that, and we have it already here, to be honest. And this is our ID 2. What happens if I change that to ID 1? It will direct me to ID or item with ID number 1. And the same thing will happen with ID number 3, which is the third item. Let's see what happens with ID number 4. I think it will run to an error. No? Let's go back. So as we can see, the ID is the part which is changing based on the item, and the content type ID is the one which is remains the same. So now that we have learned that, we are going to go to Power BI and grab this data from our SharePoint list and see if we can build this link to this item manually once, and then we have it like a dynamic link generated for us for each new item. So I'm going to move that away, and I have already opened here a new Power BI desktop instance, and I'm going to select get data, more, and then I'm going to go to online services and SharePoint online lists. I'm going to click connect, and I need that SharePoint site URL, which I'm going to copy from my second screen here. You already know which one that is, this one here. As you can see, it's only the site URL without the list, because the list can be later on selected here. Okay, I've already logged into this account, so I'm not being asked here, but normally you will be asked to log into your account to be able to see this data. Okay, so my list is called parent list. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to click transform data. After the Power Query has launched, we can see here that we have a lot of columns. No, I mean, we don't need all of those. But what we need is, of course, the main columns from our SharePoint list. Let's take a look again. We have the ID, school name, city, number of students. So let's go here to choose columns and say choose columns. This way we can filter out all the columns that we don't need. So I'm going to keep ID. The school name is the title, which is the back-end name of that column. And then we have city, number of students. Okay, so as we said, we need the ID and we need this content type ID. And if you've seen, we have this column here somewhere, which is called content type ID. And if you click OK, now we can see a little bit better. And as you can see, if you remember, 256, 256, 256. So this is our content type ID, which we see in the URL of that item. So what we need to do now, we have the ID and we have the content type ID. So now we are going to add a custom column which will concatenate these parts. So every time a new item has been created, this link will be automatically generated for us. So I'm going to rename this column to link to item. And what I need first is this first part of the URL until ID equals. And I'm going to paste it in here and put it in quotes, of course, because this is a static part and it's not going to change. Then I'm going to do the end %, and I'm going to put the ID. Then I'm going to do another end %, and I'm going to grab this part here, content ID equals. Make sure you grab the end also, because that also needs to go in the URL. So I'm gonna put the quotes, put that one over there. I'm going to do an n% again. And this last part is then also dynamic, which will come from my content type ID. So we have the first part of the URL, n% the ID, which is the dynamic part ID, and then in quotes again, connected with an n%. Make sure you put that n% again. So this part here can be in the URL together with the ID, like a filter. And then we have the second dynamic part, which is content type ID. I'm going to select OK. And as you can see, this will throw an error. And if you hover here, it will only say that it's an error, but you cannot see what the error is. What you can do is you can click an error, and then you will see what the error actually is. And it says here we cannot apply operator n% to types text and number. The reason for that is because we have this ID and we have the content type. And these are in general, in this moment, the data type is general. So it can be considered a number or a text. So what we're going to do is, before we add that custom, we're going to insert two steps, or one step where we change the data type for these two columns. And we're going to make them text. Insert a step. And here as well. Insert. If you don't want to do that, you can also use the value function in the custom column, so that will always turn the data type in the type you need it. But since the ID will never have, or this type of ID that I'm using here will never have a starting 0, it doesn't matter if it's a text or a whole number actually. If you have beginning zeros like 0, 1, 0, 2, then of course you will need to have it in text, because if it's a whole number, it will remove the beginning zeros, right? Okay, so now we can jump to the last step that we created, and we will see that the errors are gone. And let's make this a little smaller and make this a little bit bigger. And we can see here that we have this dynamic value now concatenated with a static one. If I click it, we can see it here at the bottom, a little bit better. And we can see here the SharePoint site URL with the ID 1, this is ID 2, and this is ID 3. And this part here is also coming from the content type ID. Of course, you can just copy it from the URL, because the content type ID for this list will not change. But I just want to show you how you can put that value also dynamically, and you can even save some time maybe, and you don't have to go over the Power Automate part, because all you need is to know which one your content type ID is, because the ID of the list item will come anyways with the item itself. And I imagine you know your SharePoint site, so you can put it together without going over the Power Automate part. But then you need to make sure that you didn't forget anything here, like this display form, for example, or a question mark and so on. The safest way is to go and do a quick get items in Power Automate so that you have that structure. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm going to transform this column as well and make sure that it's a text. And I'm going to click close and apply. So this will bring now the data that we manipulated and changed into our data model. Loading is finished, 3 rows. Okay, so before we continue and visualize that information, let's go real quick to the data view and open this parent list. And we need to make sure that this link to item, actually the content type ID, we could have removed it because we don't need it anymore since it's in here, but I left it there now. You make sure that you remove it if you don't want it. So what we need to do is we need to select this link to item, and we need to make sure that the format is text and the data type is also text. And here we need to make sure that the category is a web URL, because this will allow us to click on it, and then it will open the browser to that item. Okay, so after we've done that, we can then go back to the canvas, and I'm going to create a simple table where I have all this data here, like title, which is the school name, and I want to have the city and number of students, and then the link to item. So as you can see, this is now clickable. No? We can click it. Before doing that, I want to do something else. I'm going to go to the format visual of this table, and I'm going to click the URL icon on. So this will create this neat little link, which makes my table a lot smaller and better to understand and to read. And what we can do now is I'm going to open my browser here. And let's make it bigger. Let's make the text here a little bit bigger. Nobody can read it. Okay. And now let's try it out. Click on that. It will open my item number 1. Click on that. School number 2. Click on that. School number 3. And as you can see, we just created our own link to item. Very simple, very easy, very effective. And yeah, something like that you can utilize for all your SharePoint lists, and it will work every time. So that's it with this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and give a thumbs up to the video. And yeah, catch you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.